traffic, Garrett? Is it pretty heavy over there?
Actually, traffic is at a standstill. We're going to have a little low in the fireworks, so let me just show you what the traffic's doing down below us. It's at a standstill. If you're down here on the strip, you're going to be down here for a little while. It is just stacked up, and it keeps going and going and going and going all the way down to Tropicana and past. So if you're down here watching the fireworks, chances are you're going to be in for a little bit of a traffic mess. They just start back up with the fireworks again. Here we go. Not as quite as spectacular as the Stratosphere's presentation, but you know, all in all, it's pretty good.
That looks beautiful.
I love that, the fireworks rating section.
That's right,
you know,
thumbs up, thumbs down, sure.
Well, the action on the ground, as we just saw, is working up to a midnight frenzy, and that's when the doors open for the first time.
And all night, a VIP party has been going on. Thousands just living it up inside for a sneak peek before it officially opens up to the public, as you said, just about an hour from now.
Right. And of course, our own Colette Shelton gets the plum assignment tonight. She's one of the lucky VIPs, and she joins us now live to give us a glimpse of opening night festivities. Colette.
Well, people are waiting out here because, as you said, the Monte Carlo will open in just less than an hour to the general public. Now, if you take a look behind me, you can see that there are several people lined up here on the strip, and they're actually watching the spectacular fireworks display being put on by the Monte Carlo. But earlier tonight, VIPs have been enjoying an evening of grace and elegance. It was a night of glitter, glamour, people dressed to the nines, all for the very elegant VIP opening of the Monte Carlo Hotel.
It's like really being in a place that's so unlike quote-unquote Las Vegas. You get a sense that you're almost in Europe.
It was elegant and wonderful, and they did a great opening. It was incredible.
This event gave many of the very important here in Las Vegas their first glimpse of the $344 million mega resort.
You know, it reminds me when I used to first come to Las Vegas when I was 21 years old, and everyone dressed. You felt elegant. When you went into the casinos, you wanted to be elegant. And I think that the Monte Carlos recaptured that spirit tonight.
It took just over a year to build the Monte Carlo. It boasts over 3,000 rooms, a 90,000 square foot casino, and a touch of class.
I happen to really like this particular look, feel, and ambiance, and I think this is probably one of the prettier properties we have in this town at this point.
Casino executives say this hotel will introduce a quiet elegance to the Las Vegas Strip.
This is the property that will usher in the era of popular elegance. This is a type of property, it's a palace for a value price. We're on the richest stretch of the Las Vegas Strip, and we're priced right at the middle.
Now, as you can see, the firework display is still going on, and it's quite elegant as well. Now, as Glenn Schaefer said, he's the president of the Monte Carlo, things are priced right at the middle of the Monte Carlo. The room rate is $67, it averages about $67 per night. So as one person told me tonight, if you want a touch of Europe, come out to the Monte Carlo. This is Colette Shelton reporting live. Now back to you in the studio.
Oh, Colette, as long as we're getting ratings on the fireworks show tonight, what do you think?
Well, actually, I think it's spectacular, and the crowd thinks it's great, too. You can hear cheers behind me. People are really enjoying this.
And it's setting off a few car alarms at the same time.
You got it. Thanks, Colette.
Well, the thing about the Monte Carlo that first grabs your attention is the elegant architecture. Flowing fountains and dozens of original statues welcome guests at the entrance. And all this beauty was created by architect Terry Dougal. Now, he's the same man who created the Forum shops at Caesar's Palace. The style, he says, is also known as exposition architecture, used in each World's Fair between 1890 and 1920.
And so if you look at the Chicago World's Fair, the St. Louis World's Fair, or the Fine Arts Building, which a lot of people may be familiar with in San Francisco as you come across the Golden Gate Bridge, all of that architecture is Belle Epoque, and it's considered also the Romantic period in architecture and art.
Now, Dougal says it would have been a lot easier to have created a simple hotel, but to capture the spirit of the Monte Carlo, he says this was the only way to go.
Well, those gorgeous sights on the outside don't end. The high-end suites inside are the perfect thing to give you that Mediterranean feel. The first thing you see is a huge four-poster bed with brocaded pillows, and there's also a sitting area decorated with crystal and artwork in ornate frames. And check out the bathroom. Coming up here, marble ornate fixtures, even gold-plated hardware on the sink. Just look at it. Why bathe? The stunning suites are a fantastic place to spend the night. And after a good night's sleep, you head out to the pool with plenty of waterfalls to help you relax in the tropically themed pool area. Rafts and inner tubes are available to rent, so you can float a few laps around the easy river. And, of course, move over Wet and Wild. They've got a wave pool. Also, they have a regular pool and a spa and a kiddie pool for the youngsters.
And, of course, a main attraction at all major hotels, the restaurants, and the Monte Carlo has to have them, and it does. Two of the finer restaurants are owned by California restaurateur Sal Casola. The Dragon Noodle Company has fine Chinese and Japanese cuisine, and over at the Market City Cafe, there's Italian food that may be familiar to former Southern Californians. Casola says he's glad to be a part of a growing market like Las Vegas.
Are you already taking reservations then for the first week?
Yes, we are.
How you doing?
Really good. In fact, we're going to try to limit the reservations because it's just I really don't want to open the restaurant 100%. I'd like to open it in sections so that I'd rather have 10 people be very happy with us than 20 people annoyed.
Prices in both restaurants are in the median range, $6 to $14 a meal. That's not bad. But that's not all. The Monte Carlo will also offer a 24-hour cafe and the buffet, mandatory for any hotel casino.
It's too bad they didn't let the media inside to get to see all of these sites. I mean, we really sort of were limited.
Kept outside the whole time.
Yeah. The best part for me of our earlier coverage was watching Bruce Casella sort of trying to get past the security guard. The guests can come in, the media had to stay away.
That's right.
Well, after all that food, you probably will be thirsty, and the Monte Carlo has thought of that with its own microbrewery. It's one of the largest brew pubs in the nation, and it's all right here. Vats of barley and other ingredients slowly transformed into the Monte Carlo's own unique blend. Each vat holds 5,000 glasses of beer, and the brewing itself takes about 6 hours. After that, the product is left to ferment and condition for 10 to 12 days, and you got plenty of brands to choose from.
We have a Las Vegas Light, very accessible beer, a Winter's Wheat, which is an unfiltered beer, a High Roller Red, which is an amber red beer. We have a Silver State Stout, which is a traditional Irish-style stout, and we've also got a special, the first one being the Raspberry Wheat.
Prices aren't set in stone yet, but a glass of Monte Carlo beer will probably run around $2.75.
By the way, there is a casino where there's one small touch of Monaco that, well, might take a trained eye to spot. Talking about the roulette wheel. They'll play with European-style wheels. There's only one green number 0, no double 0. Now, that may seem like a small, minute detail, but any expert will tell you that European-style roulette wheels considerably your odds of winning.
Now, there is plenty of illusion at the Monte Carlo, care of world champion magician Lance Burton. The Monte Carlo was able to lure him away from the Hacienda Hotel and Casino. He's going to star nightly in a new theater that bears his name. That played a big part in his move down the street.
Larger, and we have more storage space. I can do some more spectacular illusions that I didn't have the opportunity to do before. Illusions that have existed really only in my notebook and in my mind, in my dreams.
And Burton says one of the keys to his successful shows on the Strip is audience participation, and he says you'll see plenty of that in his new show.
Monte Carlo's opening marks the beginning of a mile-long makeover on the Strip between Flamingo and Tropicana. 3 more new resorts will open here in the coming months, and you'll see changes at 2 others. Just about 6 months from now, New York will open its doors just south of the Monte Carlo. In early 1998, Bellagio opens on the other side of Monte Carlo, joined by Paris across the street next to Bally's. Just recently, the MGM Grand announced big makeover plans, and the Aladdin unveiled a big expansion on its property. All in all, it makes Flamingo to Tropicana one of the busiest construction zones in town, not to mention the traffic.
And speaking of up-and-coming resorts in the area, how about going to the very top of one of New York's skyscraper towers? That's what we did today. They like the media over there. Take a look. Here's a view from the top of the hotel's Chrysler building. This floor will eventually be an exclusive penthouse with a 360-degree view. When it opens in December, the New York will have over 2,000 rooms, and the hotel's architect also designed the Monte Carlo, and between the 2 resorts, his work is literally changing our city's skyline.
You look up and you think, oh my goodness, what have I done? And, oh wow, I hope people are happy with this after I'm gone.
The New York site is on a 20-acre area, and it's going to soon include a 200-foot replica of the Statue of Liberty.
Novel idea, letting cameras inside, and the Strip isn't the only part of the valley that's booming. Growth, of course, is happening all over the place.